Hello and welcome everyone to the week ahead commodity report, where we of course will be reviewing the markets for the week ahead. So first of all, what do you need to know as we do go into a new week here? Well, last week, for those of you that watched our commodity report, everything that we had discussed played out perfectly. That move that we saw last week banked us at the Gold and Silver Club and for our members over 1,000 points over 5 positions on gold last week into the close on Friday. In fact, gold closing right at the weekly highs. A really important point about this was, of course, the impact that we were seeing last week as a result of the safe haven bid into gold from the fears and uncertainty prevailing in the markets with regard to the impact of the coronavirus outbreak on the global economy. And of course, we continue to see additional hedge funds, money managers in the latest week build into their gold positions. And this is where the retail traders have got it very wrong again here, where last week we saw over 65% of retail traders were continuing to technically sell into gold. So they were using, for example, strategies such as a break of a trend line, looking for those reversals at the beginning of the week on gold as a sign that the top had been put in. Traders just essentially utilizing purely technical based strategies that are not paying attention to the fundamentals. They're not aware of what the hedge funds and money managers are doing, and instead of actually buying in the dips in the latest week, they were selling into the counterflow moves over Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then getting squeezed out later on in the week on Thursday and Friday. And this, of course, is where, as retail traders, or I should say as purely technical traders, are getting stopped out of their positions, we are building into these trades. So where they're getting stopped, we're getting filled, we're getting long into our trades, and this has worked out perfectly again in the latest week. Now, of course, many of you that watch the Gold and Silver Club, you watch our reports, you are then able to also see how this plays out on a week-to-week basis. Certainly, we've had many conversations with traders in the latest week who, unfortunately, they got caught on the wrong side of the move here on gold again. They were selling short because a lot of analysis out there was getting very bearish on gold, and this is, of course, where we've seen yet again this significant surge higher for the precious metals up to 2-week highs over Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, and closing at the highs on Friday. Not only that, today we're starting to see silver breakout. Platinum is showing signs of a potential reversal now as well. So we're in for potentially another big week. So with that, let's actually move over to the charts and I'll talk you through exactly what we're looking at as we go into next week. First of all, let's just go over to gold, which right now is trading at 1,582 US dollars per ounce. So as we've seen in really the last 3 or 4 weeks here, we do tend to see the Sunday through to Monday and Tuesday. This is where gold is under pressure. And this is what tricks many traders again, where at the beginning of the week, as gold starts to roll over, many traders start to sell into gold and then only to get caught on the wrong side of a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday breakout. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday breakout. So we see this time and time again. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday breakout. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday breakout, and so forth. So this is a very common cycle that we're seeing a lot at the moment on gold. So with gold right now trading at 1,582 US dollars per ounce, I am looking for the potential pullback again, especially into Tuesday's session. Bear in mind, on Monday, we do have a US holiday. This can affect the normal counterflow that you can see typically on a Monday. So we may just continue to consolidate a little bit here on gold for Monday's session. But you can already see it's not really picking up much momentum off the back of the breakout that we had from Friday. We're stalling a little bit here. We've come back up to resistance, a third tap at the moment, and we're pausing at this level. What I am looking at over the course of this week is a bit of consolidation at these levels. The potential on Tuesday and Wednesday to pull back into support, so back down towards the lower end of this channel, and then from these levels we are looking for buying evidence again with a view to take the price back towards the recent swing highs. So that's essentially the price action that we're looking at over the course of this week. Potentially a bit of pressure, maybe not so much over Monday, although gold is putting back a little bit at the moment, but it's more so during Tuesday and Wednesday session. This is where we could see a bit of vulnerability to the metals, and then ultimately I would be looking for a breakout later on in the week here. If you go over to the weekly chart, you can see here where we've been building up a lot of pressure on the weekly, a lot of high wicks as well. So we're seeing a lot of support here on the weekly. Each pullback is getting bought back into. Hedge funds and money managers have significantly increase their net long positions on gold in the latest week. And this can be evidenced again by the fact that we're getting a lot of support, especially a couple of weeks ago at the 1550 zone. This is where gold got heavily supported and we saw a reversal to the upside. But again, it's really important for you to be aware of this information. If you don't know that hedge funds and money managers, they're buying into all of these dips, then you get tricked in the market, especially a lot of these outdated technical indicators that would start to give you sell signals on these reversals lower, when in fact you should be looking at completely the opposite. You should be following what's going on with the narratives right now of the coronavirus. You should be seeing that hedge funds are buying in all of these dips, and it's providing great opportunities for you to be able to benefit, especially looking at the higher time frames here as well. We saw exactly the same with crude oil. So crude oil during this entire downward trend where crude oil broke down over 25%, many traders continue to try and pick the lows here throughout this downward trend. Over 85% of retail traders were long during this whole sell-off, but they remained long as the price was breaking down here, trying to pick the lows and ultimately getting flushed out of their positions, unable to withstand these pullbacks and these drawdowns as hedge funds have continued to lighten up their trades and reduce their net long positions during this whole duration. So the retail trader was buying, whereas hedge funds and money managers, they continued to sell. Now, as we get into mid-February, we're in a very strong seasonal cycle for the energies. As I mentioned before, we've been trading the derivatives of oil here and benefited on some really large breakouts in the last week here. But what you've seen here on US oil and also Brent crude oil is into the close on Friday, they've started to turn a little bit of a corner here. What I'm looking at for US oil as we go into next week, I am actually looking for a higher low and a higher high. I would be looking for the potential to break out to 2-week highs here on oil. We may rotate lower back towards approximately the 50 to 51 zone this week, but I'm not expecting a washout below those levels. I'm expecting support to come in for oil to consolidate and develop a higher low and a higher close over the course of this week, and then pushing back towards the 2-week highs here as well. What's very interesting on the metals right now is the gold to silver ratio has broken down to 88 to 1, and the gold silver ratio recently, within the last couple of weeks, it broke out to 6-month highs, which was suggesting that gold was going to continue to outperform silver. But today, with the gold silver ratio having a significant sell-off, now silver is likely to outperform gold over this week. And you can see here where we've had a pop higher on Monday, whereas gold is under pressure, but the ratio is suggesting that silver is going to have a more significant move to the upside over this week. So silver for me is definitely one to keep an eye on for everyone. We have 3 positions on silver at the moment. This pop to the upside has worked out really nicely. So far it's up 0.7% on the day at the moment. If we then move it over to platinum, platinum has been building a base over the last couple of weeks as well. Now normally it is the last couple of weeks of February that platinum silver can perform very well, but gold can start to taper out at the end of the month and as we go into March. But we've still got the potential for more upside there, but I'm expecting gold to be under a bit of pressure at the beginning of the week, but platinum and silver to lead here. So you can see platinum at the moment up 0.2% on the day. It's broken out of this consolidation. I would in fact suggest that this is a bull flag here on platinum and it's getting ready for a breakout to the upside, which if you go back even to this time last year, if you see what happened, it was exactly the timing of the last couple of weeks of February where platinum broke out over 1,000 points to the upside, and we're at that point where we're just starting to turn a corner here on platinum. So absolutely you have platinum, silver, gold on your radar for this week. Note everything that I've just mentioned there on oil as well. And again, if you are finding that you're getting chopped up a lot in these markets, we're having a lot of external calls at the Gold and Silver Club from many traders who their technical strategies are just not working. They're not taking into account enough fundamental information, geopolitical news. They're not aware of what the average retail trader is doing, where they're positioning themselves versus the hedge funds and the institutions. It's really important to be aware of this, then be aware of market sentiment, trade flow, marry that up with the cycles, seasonality that we're looking at in the markets as well, and also add to that our in-house market intelligence, and that is absolutely what will give you an edge in the markets. So if you would like to join a community of successful traders and learn a research-driven approach, there is an opportunity for you to do so. As a member of the Gold and Silver Club, you get access to our exclusive live trading room webinars. You also get access to real-time trade alerts, trading research and market insights, access to our private Members Academy website, and support and one-to-one mentoring. For more information about the service, just go to www.goldandsilver.com jointhelivestradingroom.com. The link is also below this report in the description, so just click on the link, make an application, and we will of course get in touch with you ASAP. And do make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you're always kept updated with all of the latest commodity reports.